Even with that Gacha, Tower Fantasy is still a disaster.
This video is not sponsored. It's my 100% honest opinion, untouched by any brands. I think we're in the good timeline again. I don't exactly know what happened, but it's like for a brief moment we switched world lines to a place where gaming became for the 1%, but the industry had tricked the average consumer into thinking they also had a chance to experience the same thing by labeling the game free to play. No, I'm just kidding. We still live there. Tower of Fantasy recently tried to switch things up a bit, though. You guys remember Tower of Fantasy, that anime MMORPG that wanted to capitalize on Genshin Impact hype, but it put in a gacha so it died immediately? Well, recently they removed gacha from the game. So I went to check it out, because the thing that I hate most about the anime gaming industry is how virtually all of the live service anime games are soulless, substanceless, daily chore simulator gacha games. And also, I love MMOs. I grew up playing games like RuneScape, WoW, and Final Fantasy XIV, as well as others like Terra, BDO, etc. The list is pretty long, but I don't want to say Aura Kingdom out loud like I gave that game more than 100 hours of my life. Now, I'm sure a ton of you guys are wondering, is Tower of Fantasy fun now?
I played more
maybe
MMOs
you're just
than
here for
Brax.
more confirmation of what you already thought for years, which is that it's a bad video game. Well, I'm gonna get into that in this video, but first I need to tell you about how this video even ended up being this way.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Tower of Fantasy was running an ad campaign for the new Warp server, which is the advertised gacha-less server. This server is essentially
I saw Rex had a sponsored short for this. I literally showed up on my fucking... I was just scrolling through my YouTube shorts, and a Rexlent short came out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the fuck? He had a, Tower of
Hey
Fantasy
guys, Rexon
video.
here. Tower of Fantasy has major news, especially for F2P. Now you can get all 49 characters from the past 3 years completely free.
Yeah.
a side server to the regular game that has
Wait, you know what's probably a better video than this? I swear I thought I saw Mtashed video. Oh yeah, listen Brax, I'm sure your video is good, but we gotta see the Michael Tashed experience.
Hey everyone, Mtashed here, and today I want to talk about Tower of Fantasy because they just dropped the warped servers.
You
which is
know,
essentially
as a
a
Mtashed video,
no
you
gacha
know
server.
we gotta check that one
So as soon as I
out.
started the game and I jumped in, I ended up getting all of these different characters or weapons. If you guys didn't play Tower Fantasy, or you did, each character was
Yeah, I
essentially
did
just
Terra
like a
Frost. She was
skin for your
sick.
character. So if I wanted to look like her, I could. But the actual weapons were the kit. So if I was using this gun, it would always do this, and it would have its own normal attack pattern. If I was to switch to this lance, it had its own attack, it had its own patterns, yada yada yada. And this was just a skin for my actual character and what I looked like. Now, it had a gacha system, and you had to do polls, and you could get lucky, and you would get these weapons, and that was kind of one of the core mechanics behind this MMO type game. But now they've made it so that you just get like a free draw every single day. And you can essentially get all the characters, all the weapons, whatever you want to call it, for free now. And it's quite accessible. So you get a free draw every day. If you get a dupe, you essentially get a selector.
It sounds pretty
And,
good so far.
You just kind of work your way through collecting all these different weapons. And you can also, on day 3, you get like a selector free pick of all these weapons. On day 7, you get a selector as well for some different weapons. And on day 14, you can essentially pick any weapon in the game. So that is kind of one of the changes. They've also got these life skills. I don't know if this was... I don't think this was in the game when it first launched. Maybe they added it after, but they've got these life skills, and you can level up your life skill. And they've got an auction house where you can buy and sell different materials. If you go to the world boss, for example, you can like sell off or buy these different materials. So if I wanted this Nola character, eventually I could buy them. And you can even use your currency to do that you get. These dark crystals from exploration, yada, yada, yada. And I don't know, I have no context for when some of these things got added. Or when these things got changed. But that's what I'm seeing right now.
You guys remember
On
our
top of
last
that,
sponsored Tower
It's
Fantasy
still
stream?
the same,
I
like,
swear it was
story.
with Mtashed.
And I've heard
Actually,
that
no, it
the
was Evangelion,
exploration and the
but
stories in
we
other
also had,
regions did
Mtashed.
get better, but you have to play through the 1.0 story, which I do think is quite weak. Some of the voice acting, some of it is just janky. Uh-oh, no voice acting in the very first cutscene? Really? But one thing that they added, and I don't know when they added this, or if it's just for this server or what, but you can actually send your people out for exploration and they will go explore the map for you, so you don't have to re-explore this whole map. Because I find this stuff boring. Dude, I don't want to walk up to like a little chest and open it and nothing comes out of it, essentially. I don't want to like chase little things around the map. There's like a little flying thing that I gotta chase, or like I don't want to do it. I find the exploration in these open world games so mind-numbingly boring. I don't think it's good. I think games need to stop giving me tiny little mini games 500 times to pad out the content. That's what
I disagree. I love open world. Lately, playing Where Winds Meet reminded me of what I loved about open world. Literally just like pathing over to somewhere and being like, oh, what the fuck? What's that over there? And then I fucking just do that. And it's like, oh, and then fucking just get like sidetracked into like a goddamn 45-minute quest line to a boss fight. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, that was pretty cool, you know? So like, I don't think open world is like a bad thing. It just might not be for you. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing, you know?
I feel. So the fact that you can skip some of it, I think is honestly a boon, at least for me. But will I keep playing this game?
WoA, though? Oh, I think exploration and Genshin and WoA are fucking just boring. Cause like games like Where Winds Meet and Elden Ring, it feels like there's something, there's substance there. There's like, oh my god, it's like, whoa, what could I run into this time? And like gacha games, it's like, well, which puzzle will it be? It's one of the new mechanic puzzles that's for this region, I guess. And then that's pretty much it, you know? It's not that exciting, man. It's not that exciting. Whereas, like, I feel like games like Elden Ring and Where Winds Meet, the things that you might run into in the open world could be, you know, like something you've never seen before, right? So you agree with him? No, not fully, because just because Genshin and WoA have open world, it doesn't make me like dislike them, right? Like Mtashed is saying like he just fucking like hates open world.
Gamers, I'm not so sure about it. I loaded into the first dungeon, and you know, I did the first dungeon. How do I get to that? I think
Is
I
it
gotta
gacha
go
games? Okay, but like
I loaded into the first
I don't have
dungeon,
to do the open world to
and,
play the game, you know?
it was one of the most boring things I've
not
ever
something I have
experienced. It was
to
one of the
interact
most
with.
janky things I've ever experienced. I think that the combat in this game, the overall flow of gameplay, it feels like I'm playing a PS1 action game. It just does not feel
Genshin
good.
is open
I
world
don't-
only after you do a 5-hour
I can't put a
Yapfest
finger
world
on it,
quest
a finger on it.
to unlock
And
what
it's
you
like, oh, you're
need to
playing
actually
the lowest
explore.
tier. I understand.
TFT.
And everyone keeps getting mad at me like, oh, well, you're only on the lowest tier. It gets harder at level 30. It gets harder at level 49. Brothers, I am not going to play this game for 20 hours to start having fun. I'm just not. I need to have fun in the first mission. I need to have fun in the first bit of combat. Everything that I have fought, everything that
Bro, this is why I find it so odd that Mtash likes games like, you know, MMO-esque games or looter shooters that have progression systems. Like, because almost none of those games are actually fun right off rip. They get fun as you get abilities. They get fun as you get stronger. Like, I don't know, man. Like, chat, if you log into WoW, the first, like, are you like the first mob you run into, the first quest, you're like, oh my god, holy shit, this is awesome. I'm like, no, what the fuck? It's like fucking go kill like 5 deer. Good job. Here's your loot. Now move on and fight 4 goblins. Like, that shit is boring as fuck, bro. What are we saying? You know? Read the comment for specifically the first one. This is IGN level of ooh. Bro, I bet you Gateo has probably already watched this video and flamed it. Yo, where's Leorad? We need to get our resident. Oh, he's not here. We need to get our resident Gateo correspondent.
Walked up to, I just spam buttons and they die and they don't do any damage to me and I don't need to dodge. And even if I do dodge, like, it's just not enjoyable. I don't know how to describe it other than it's boring. It's genuinely unfun. Like, it feels like I'm playing a PS1, PS2 game, bro. Like, it's not very very appealing, gameplay wise, visually. It just feels like I'm playing an A.
I have to disagree because I don't think Mtashed remembers what the hell a PS1 and PS2 game feels like. PS1 games, listen, there's some bangers like Spyro and shit, but listen, let's give Tower Fantasy a little bit of credit. It's not PS1 level, okay? PS2 had some bangers, but I still think Tower Fantasy definitely plays better than a PS2 game as well, okay? Like, no, like, yeah, I feel like that's a little too hyperbolic. Majority of PS1 and PS2 games shit on every gacha game out today. Brother, be real. Well, let me show you the PS1 Drakengard, and then let me show you, I think it was PS2 Drakengard 3, and then ask me how those fucking games play. Those games play terrible.
level game. You need to raise your
Wait,
dimension level.
Drakengard
Chat
1 was PS2? That's even, oh my god, Drakengard is so shit. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, that shit was awful.
is already going off. They're like, yeah, but you didn't play long enough.
God damn. That makes it even worse. Why was Drakengard so fucking awful?
I did the world boss as well. I jumped into the world boss and like, okay, there's an attack that I can dodge. I just dodge it. That's great. That's awesome. That's cool.
Finish
but,
Drakengard,
if
bro.
just
I
sat
would
here,
rather
I
play
don't know
Jump
how
King
long
than
it would
finish
take for me to die,
Drakengard
but
1.
if I just
That
kept
was
clicking
such
this
a
button
miserable experience.
and I just never even used any of my abilities, I just don't know how long it would take for any of these enemies to even attack me. And I think that that is a problem. Having no threat, having no consequences for fighting poorly, it doesn't feel like a video game. It feels like I'm watching a movie. And like this enemy is hitting me, it's doing like maybe 0.5% of my HP bar. You would have to play unoptimally.
Oh, God, bro, I already know what everybody's gonna flame him for. Bro's out here fighting trash mobs in the open world and complaining about difficulty when he could probably just go into, like, their equivalent version of Abyss and do, like, Infinite Tower or whatever and, like, run into mobs that will actually just fucking chunk you for, like, your entire HP bar. Oh, God.
For like 2 hours to die. And that's the problem. So if I do start dodging, it's impossible to die. You know what I'm saying? It's like fake gameplay. That's a very good
Yo,
comment from chat.
does anybody
It's
have the
fake
clips of me malding on Bygone Phantasm a long time ago?
gameplay. It's the illusion of doing something. And I just can't enjoy it. Like when I
You
play
do?
it,
Oh, God. Whoa,
sitting
these
there
wings are sick. When did
and
they
I'm
add
genuinely
these,
bored.
bro?
And I've been playing for
Ooh.
2 hours, and it's like, well, you can't review an MMO in 2 hours. If you can't make me want to keep playing after 2 hours, then you're not a good video game. And that's all there is to it. And I don't want to spend time fishing and doing
I think that's a bad take. Because I think what drives me, at least in most MMOs, to want to push further, even though I might not be having the most fun in the first 2 hours, is the idea of getting to endgame and enjoying the, like, endgame combat and dungeons and stuff like that. Hitting that next, like, breakthrough level that lets me do the next dungeon and stuff like that, right? It isn't intrinsic, like when I'm leveling up in Terra, I'm not like, wow, I'm having a blast killing these fucking trash mobs to level up. When I'm leveling up in BDO and going to, like, the same old fucking leveling spots for 5 years to fucking kill the same mobs for, like, 30 minutes to get my levels, like, that isn't fun. But I'm doing it to get to where I want to be to have the fun, right? Like, I feel like there's very few MMOs where in the first 2 hours, everything is so riveting that you're just, like, enthralled by every fucking little goddamn delivery quest. Like, come on, let's be honest, bro. The first 2 hours of most MMOs are literally delivery quest, kill quest, escort quest. Bro, if that was all the games were about, I'd fucking obliterate myself and jump off a Minecraft bridge. That shit is so obscenely boring, but you put up with it because you want to get to the end goal of hitting that next dungeon, hitting that, level you need to do, like, PvP, or hitting that level so you could do raids, right? Like, it makes no sense to make an argument that, like, a game needs to fucking, especially in MMOs, right, needs to like grip you within the first 2 hours, right? Because most MMO players, I think, are progression minded. They are addicted to the idea of progressing and getting to that level where they can enjoy that. Now, you could say that's an issue with the MMO genre, which I kind of agree, right? Like, let's be honest. There's so many MMOs out there where the leveling process or the early game is so obscenely boring, and that could be why MMO as a genre has been dying. But that's a whole fucking other discussion, right? That's why I low-key respect Final Fantasy 14 for letting people to pay to skip to endgame. Yeah. What motivates you to keep giving an MMO time then? The idea that I could like what potentially could be at the endgame, right? Like Lost Ark leveling is the most obscenely boring fucking shit in recent memory. I fucking hated Lost Ark leveling. The quests were so boring. The fucking sneak shit, the fucking carrying shit around. That shit was so boring. But I was like, okay, but the raids, they look so good. Like I just need to get to max level. And then the bosses, the raid, they were so fun. So it was worth it, right? And that's what I think most MMO players are. They are willing to go through the painful slog of what is the leveling up process with the fucking, like, it's like the goddamn, like, a diamond at the top of the mountain. You're like, oh, it's almost there, you know? And then when you get there, it's like, yes, finally. And then you try out the end game, and if it's shit, you quit. That's how, like, MMO process works. Most everybody I've played MMOs with, what we always do is we dive into a game, hardcore it for a bit, get to endgame, try it out. If it's not our fucking cup of tea, we fucking uninstall it and move on to the next one, right? That's pretty much how it works. And if you get to it and you love it, then you stay for a pretty long time. What is this? My nemesis alt. This is why, like, I think MMOs are also dying, because people have terrible attention spans. And because of their terrible attention spans, they don't want to they don't want to invest their time to staying till the end game, which kind of just like, you know, it's an issue with the genre itself, right? If MMOs were better at keeping people's attention longer in the early game, then it probably would not be as dead as it is. There goes my nemesis alt right out the window because this dog shit game coded by a bunch of fucking 2-year-olds in China can't fucking understand the logic where if you're CC'd, apparently, if you press fucking ultimate, it just fucking consumes your entire ult. Wow, fucking really well coded. Absolute fucking clowns. Holy shit. Honestly, I can't wait till Genshin Impact destroys this entire game's fucking population. Holy moly. There we go. He's not wrong. He's wrong. I mean, hey, that did happen, but it wasn't Genshin.
All these different things to progress and all these different things. I just don't. I went and did a world boss, and it's janky. The attacks, some of them have AoE rings around it, and it's like, okay, this is obviously going to hit me. Some of the attacks, I literally at one point took damage, and I was like, nothing on my screen attacked me. Nothing hit me, and I just took like 30% of my HP.
Does ToF still have open world boss lag?
It was generally just like a flash of like, oh, now I'm damaged. I don't know. I think that if you like open world games, if you didn't fall off Tower of Fantasy because of the jankiness of it, you'll like this. If you fell off of Tower of Fantasy because the power creep and all the different weapons just becoming insanely overpowered compared to what there was before, being able to get all the different weapons and play with them, that's cool. The other thing is some of the future weapons, you know, some of the ones that you can get on day 2, day 3, day 5, day 7, day 12, whatever, some of them are going to feel better than the current weapons. Some of the current weapons feel janky, and the future ones do genuinely feel better to play. And so that is another thing too, is like, I'm jumping in, I'm forced to do the 1.0 story again. I'm forced to use the 1.0 weapons again, and I can't really taste the future content, the future stuff, unless I put in a whole bunch of time. And if I was jumping into this game fresh, I had
then why are you reviewing it?
Never touched the game before, maybe I would get to that point. I can't do it again. I don't.
This is like a MMO reviewer, and then they're like level, like, and max level is like 60, and they're level 20, and they give like their full thoughts on the game. It's like, what? Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, clearly it's meta to shit on Tower Fantasy. Like, you know, haha, Tower Fantasy sucks, all that. But like, at least if you're gonna do a review, you gotta at least give it. Like, I think if you're gonna go out of your way to actually put out a PSA about a game and give what you think is an earnest review, you gotta put in the fucking time, or just don't fucking bother. Why make a review if you're not gonna put in the time? You know. If you have your account, you can put your Gacha account with the no Gacha account next month. I don't even know how to get my account. I'll be honest. Will you try ToF? Nope. Not interested unless I get sponsored. I think ToF is a game that if you put in a lot of time and money into, you have the classic sunk cost fallacy with most MMO type games. So like, I don't find it crazy that players like Leorat still play the game, right? Because, bro, I played fucking Terra for way too fucking long. I played BDO for way too fucking long. I played Arcade for way too fucking long. I know what it feels like when you've put in a lot of time and you've built relationships with people around the game. So it makes sense why you don't want to drop it. But if you don't have those things, I'd see very little reason to jump into Tower Fantasy when NTE's coming out soon. Arknight's Enfield is coming out soon. Like, Where Winds Meet just came out. Blue Protocol. Like, there's a ocean of games that can sate your, like, appetite. Why go back to something that you don't have any real like ties to left, right? No real reason, you know? All slop? Yeah, but at least they're new slop. Tower Fantasy is 4-year-old slop. 3-year-old slop. Something around there. Which is like, do you really want to do, you know, like, if you have a menu of slop, you'd at least go with the new slop than the old slop, right? So
want to do it again. I'm not interested in discovering what they have to offer, because the initial taste that you get when you jump into this, like the
did
first
you beat
couple
this,
of
by the way? What is this? This was the triggering incident that I stopped smashing my controller after this. Because after the stream, I'm pretty sure Lily told me that whenever I smash my controller like that, it scares her. So I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, and then I stopped doing it. But
Be ready.
I love this fucking mob. What? I'm not tart. Holy fuck, this game. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yes, we did beat this game. I was playing on hardest difficulty. What is this? Why did you just link me a Xingqiu fucking showcase? Yeah.
missions, the first story missions, like, you can just feel the jankiness.
Why are you lying?
instantly.
I beat it just because I didn't do the fucking like Valkyrie stuff. That doesn't mean anything.
When you fight enemies and there's no hit magnetism, there's just like floatiness to the combat and the movement. Why am I wasting my time with this when there's so many other games? And there might be a lot of content to do, right? There might be a lot of exploration that I can do. But again,
248 deaths on that
exploring
game.
this-
I bet you like a good like 100 of those deaths are in that session of me just turbo tilting and fucking smashing my fucking controller.
whole world is boring to me and is boring to other people. Like at this point, it's a job. It's a job and it's a chore to do. I want to be like, what is in this region? And zero part of me is curious what is in this region or this region or this region.
Okay, I think the issue with this take, I think Mtashed's take here works if you are someone who has played Tower Fantasy a long time ago, right? It's like, is it worth for you to come back to a game you've already played and do it again, right? Probably not, but I don't think his take is fair if you're a new player. If you're a genuine new player who's never experienced it and you just like, you have a level of excitement and like, desire to check something out that I think Mtashed is lacking here. Like, Mtashed sounds like he's trying this out just for the sake of making a video, less so than because he's actually genuinely interested, Because if he's genuinely interested, he'd have, like, some type of urge to want to progress. But he's like, he doesn't have any of that. And I think that's why I think that feeling can be, I think that feeling is natural because he's played the game before, right? And he's coming back to it. And then he doesn't fucking feel it, right? He doesn't feel the interest there anymore. But like, I think for a new player, they would be way more interested in checking out what the fuck's in the game, so.
Zero part of me cares. I am not curious. When I loaded into RuneScape for the first time, I remember just being like, oh my god, I want to
Okay,
go.
but that's, I don't know why he's making that comparison. For the first time. Mtashed, you've played Tower Fantasy before. You can't compare coming back to a fucking game after 4 years to a first-time experience. There's a magic to a game when it's the first time you're experiencing something versus a game that you've already played and already gone through and then coming back to it, Like,
Go to that mountain. I want to go here. I want to go in the dungeon. I wanted to figure everything out. I have had so many games that I played that. And, everyone is like, Mtashed, you just don't like games.
Game, true.
I love games.
Look at that.
I love games so much. And I'm going to give you an example.
You know what's funny? He says he loves games, but I swear to God, watching his reviews does not feel like he actually loves games. I think he loves very, very specific, a hyper-specific type of game that perfectly fits his mold. But, like, the vast majority do not seem like, because I still think his Stella Sora review is dog shit. Because I think the gameplay in Stella Sora is actually really fun. All right? Like, the monetization, sure, 100% agreeable, right? The gacha rates, sure, 100% agreeable. But I think the gameplay is genuinely fun, right? But, like, so, I don't know. And then there's the same guy who's fucking, Glizzy Gobbler the Theory Restart, which is like, tell me that's not just a fucking, like, copy pasta AI Chinese clone HSR, or HSR clone,
Example. I have a bunch of footage because I'm going to make a video on this. I have been playing a whole
Shut up,
bunch
Fuzzy.
of...
You're only saying Ethereum was peak because you spent way too much fucking money on it. If you were free to play on that game, you would not be saying it was peak. This is how you cope.
I've been playing tons of this game, Soulframe. I've got hours and hours and hours of footage of me playing Soulframe. I loved it! I played 60 hours of this!
Okay, but again, this is a brand new game experience. I don't know why he's like I think Mtashed is like sometimes not self-aware of what he's comparing to. Like, he keeps comparing first-time experiences to like old games. I don't know.
I was running around crafting weapons. I was playing this, and I was having a great time.
Like, am I crazy, chat? Is a game first time experiencing a game not like magical? Where, like, you feel like there's so much to discover and learn and figure out. And so, like, you just have a drive that it's unmatched. Versus going back to a game which you quit because you didn't really like. Of course you're not going to have the same fucking feeling. Of course. Like, it's a completely different fucking mindset you're going into it with. So, is he being sarcastic? No, he's not. Like, this is actually how Mtashed feels.
Sat there and said, oh, I'm bored. I'm bored. I don't want to play anymore. I just kept playing and playing and playing and having fun and having fun and having fun. I like video games. I just don't like bad video games, and I dunk on them because I think that they're terrible. I genuinely do. I think a game like this was made to try to make money in a way that is like beyond greed. And what I mean by that is minimal viable product. What open world anime gacha?
Listen, I don't think anything he's saying is like could be super wrong, but he glazed Ethereum Restart. That he's literally everything. What he's saying right now, I could put Ethereum Restart on the fucking image on the video, and you would be like, "Oh, he's talking about Ethereum. That's right." Like, brother, you can't glaze Ethereum and talk about minimal viable product. Like, it's literally the same thing. Anyway.
gacha game can we make with some hot characters that can lure in people to play this MMO and make some money? What is the minimum game we can make? And this is the vibe that I get. This is what you get. In my opinion, I just don't think this is it. And I you know, a free no gacha server, you can try all the weapons. That's fine. But this game was always free. You could have played this at any minute in time, any moment in time. You could have played Tower Fantasy. But there's a reason why it didn't have a player base. Some of it is the gacha. Some of it is the power creep. Some of it is some of the jankiness at launch. But jumping back in, I'm still feeling some of that jankiness. The world just it just doesn't look great. It just looks...
I don't disagree with Mtashed on this. You know, like I said, like I have no issue with Tower Fantasy at its core as a game, right? I think the game is like, the gameplay isn't terrible. I think there's some characters that are really fucking fun to play as well. But like, the game just does feel dated at this point, you know? And it's not so much a knock on Tower Fantasy itself, but more like, I guess, on just how many new games we have available, right? So like, why try something old that you've already played when there's so many new things that you could try? So
looks a little off to me, and I don't want to climb generic mountain number 5, generic mountain number 6, dude. When I played N64 games, like gamers, have you guys played Ocarina of Time? Ocarina of Time. Way back in the day, like, dude, the graphics for this game were genuinely terrible. But when I saw this area, I was like, well, what is that? Like, what is that ranch looking thing? And when I saw the castle...
Bro, okay. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like partly if Mtashed was challenged to do a full stream playthrough of Ocarina of Time today, he wouldn't be able to do it. Because I swear he is I feel like he is a quintessential honeymoon phase chaser. He loves the first moments of a game. He loves the first time experience, but like, I don't think he can, I don't know. He could just play the remake? Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, he keeps comparing like first time experiences, and it's just like, I don't know.
And when I saw the mountains in the distance, like,
it is a great game,
genuinely
100%,
looks
right?
Trash,
but like, I don't think Mtashed would be able to stream a full playthrough of the game. He'd get bored. I feel like he would, you know?
Is a world that is crafted for a specific and particular reason. There's Death Mountain, there's particular cities, there's a graveyard, and it might not look good, but there's a reason to be in every single area. There's a reason to explore every single area. There is a not a humanity to it. What's the word? A soul to it. Also, I've been getting attacked this whole time. Still not dead, by the way. This is not gameplay. All of this just looks like assets. Okay, that is curious to me. I'm like, okay, what is this? All these lights are going here. Like, that is definitely curious to me. What is that? But the majority of things in this game just look like asset flip, like generic Mountain 55, generic Mountain 66. Like, they just aren't appealing. I think that,
to be
Tower
fair
Fantasy,
as well, though, like later regions of Tower Fantasy, like the whole Pyramid City area, like that's the last one I remember. Like that I mean, that should look pretty decent, you know? So it's not I feel like he's literally in the first zone, you know? So
it has lots of content and a bunch of stuff that I have never touched. And so I don't think my review is going to be valuable. I think someone that has played into the end game, has played long term, has played in, you know, way more, and has an idea of what this game truly is, that's the review you should be watching. Me, it's a first impression.
it's not. I swear he has preconceived ideas as to what he's expecting out of Tower Fantasy and is coming into it with that. Like, yeah, I swear he has the bias of like the having played it before, you know? Like, you can't say it's the first impression, bro. Come on. Mtashed, you play the game before. You can't say it's a first impression. Like, if it was genuinely I've literally done a sponsor with him for Tower of Fantasy. How can you say this is a first impression? Like, just because it's a fucking free-to-play server doesn't mean it's a fucking new game. It's still just technically, like, based around the same game, so it's not a first impression, you know?
Turning to a game that I've already
Shut the fuck up. He's got a family to feed. True. My bad.
said is shit. You know, I'm not gonna be the guy that's gonna give it a praise. I'm not gonna hype this game up because it still feels the same and just as bad as when I left.
I mean, I don't think it...
Okay.
How can he say those two sentences back to back? It's a first impression. And then what did he just say?
The same and just as bad as when I left.
How did you leave, but then now you're giving a first impression?
Some of the new content might be great, but again, I'm not spending 30 hours to get there. I'm not doing it. So I think that I think like some of the new stuff, like Tower
First impression of the
Fantasy
no warp.
3.
Okay, tell me if I'm wrong here. Does the no warp server fundamentally change the entire fucking game? I just don't think that's true at all. I'm pretty sure it's the same fundamental game, there's just no gacha. Right? No, kinda. It doesn't. Okay, then what is the first impression? It's the same. He's experiencing the same thing he experienced like 3 years ago. So there's nothing, like, he hasn't experienced anything new, right? I don't think Mtashed has touched the game since we last were sponsored together, which was like 2 years ago, right? So like there's a whole plethora of content that he has missed since then, right? So I don't know.
0.0, like some of the new areas, like I did a stream with Fob Master,
So you know,
and it looked pretty cool. And I remember
it did. It looked pretty cool. We were like flying through that shit, bro. It looked decent. It looked way better than the 1.0 region, you know? It's why I feel like he's being a little unfair judging the entire game based on the first area, which, don't get me wrong, that's what you're gonna be running into if you're a new player, right? 100%. But like, also a new player is new, right? This is their first time going to be experiencing the game, right? Mtashed has already experienced all of this, so like, of course he's gonna, like, you know, it's gonna be boring to him because it's not new to him, right?
exploring this place, but it was like so janky. I remember playing it, and
It was janky. I feel like there's still a lot of movement in ToF that does feel a little clunky, you know, 100%.
DMing him being like, dude, do you have like 20 FPS? Like, do you have 13 FPS? He's like, yes. And I remember playing it and being like, what the fuck? This
So yeah,
sucks.
part of that also was because we had a fucking shitload of goddamn stream snipers.
Like, this is just a bad game. And this was 3.0. So this wasn't even 1.0. So in my mind, I'm like, I know I didn't like 3.0 as well. I didn't like the feel of it. I didn't like the, like, so is 4.0 better? Is 5.0? Like, at what point is the game actually going to be good? Because I remember doing a live stream for that and being like, dude, this ain't it. Yeah, I don't know. Tower of Fantasy, it's not something I want to spend any more time on. It's
Remember
not,
the giant hackers? Yeah.
it's not luring me in. It's not exciting me.
I agree with him. Same feeling. Same exact feeling. But I swear to God, like, this is the issue I always have with Mtashed's videos. I agree with so many things he says. But then he just, like, says things that, like, it's like, oh, this is a review video, but then just, like, does every reportable thing that you shouldn't do as a reviewer.
just feels like a half.
You never
game.
bothered telling him? I did! After the Stella Sora video, I literally told him what causes his videos to get backlash. Directly. That's why Mtashed showed up in my chat a couple times after that video, because I directly DM'd him. I was like, bro, there's a lot of things in your videos, like, I always watch your videos, because I actually enjoy Mtashed's videos, that I agree with. There's a lot of things I agree with, but why do you frame things so badly all the time? Or, like, do a lack of research? to make it so that even the things that you say are like agreeable, people don't want to agree with because you're saying ridiculous things for other stuff, right? Like, just
And you know,
Wua
people,
drip? There's no way. What did the comments say on the Mtashed video? So I played this 2 days ago when the server opened. I'm kind of having fun. There's no pressure to do dailies or grind for the rewards. 1 hour, I play 1 hour, log out, another hour later, then log out. And one thing I like, and it's probably not a big deal, is something so small as that my character actually talks. The character has a voice and no unnecessary dialogue options that mean nothing. This is an IGN level review. Dude didn't leave Tutorial Island. This game would be better if I didn't have to play it. Mtashed about every game ever, Lamau. I've been a fan of this guy since Destiny. This has to be a copy. What is this? I'm a fan of this guy since Destiny 2. But here are some of the things that I don't like about Mtashed. This has to be a copy pasta, right? Like, listen to him, how he explains the things he didn't like. First of all, he hasn't actually experienced the changes of the game, and he still complains about the reasons why he left it. But he also said that he doesn't want to experience those changes, meaning his stance won't change because of the things he hated about the game engraved in his head. He said he won't be playing more hours just to see or experience the changes. In short, he just doesn't want to give the game a chance. I mean, like, I played Tower Fantasy for quite a long time, and I have no plans on coming back, even if new MMO server made me think a little. But that's just it. But him hating the game the way he wants it, like he also wants others to hate it the way he does, which is wrong. We know you have a platform for that, Tashed, but at least respect others who like the game just because they like it. Your opinion is for first impression, and you said it yourself. And to be honest, I feel like you wanted to say something bad about their version of the non-gacha system. I could feel it, but you can't just say it because you already have a stance against the gacha system of any game. Anyway, be cool, man. Just let others enjoy what they want to enjoy. Have a good day. Holy God. I mean, he's not entirely wrong. Bro's gonna hate Where Winds Meet, saying the game is too hard for him. I'm surprised. Has he been playing Where Winds Meet? I'm surprised he hasn't made a video on that game. Like, that game is like exactly built for him, no? He quit after a day or two? There's no way that's true.
I'm like, even. Dude,
There's no way he quit on that boss. That boss isn't even
don't
done.
want to play it. I just, I don't know. Dude, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just like don't want to play it. I just, I don't know. I don't want to fucking log in and spend my energy. I just fucking hate it. It just tilts me. Even though there's tons of other stuff to do, like my brain is, it gets so irrationally.
Bro, I have 16 hours on Where Winds Meet. I have not spent the energy once. I don't understand. I legitimately have not interacted with the energy system at all. I'm just exploring and fighting bosses. Why do you have to interact with the there is energy, chat. There is. You have to like consume it to like get rewards from bosses and stuff, but you don't need to do it at all, I don't think. Exactly, right? A lot of you are like, there's energy. There is. But I feel like it's just like, you don't really need to use it, you know? And this is why you aren't level 51 yet? Maybe. But like, I feel like I could just keep on playing the way I am and I'll get to level 51 in no time, you know?
Even though there's tons of other stuff to do, like my brain is, it gets so irrationally angry.
His energy, not the
I can't do it
game
anymore.
energy?
Like the next person that's like, hey, try this gacha game out. I just don't want to fucking do it. The gacha community doesn't really like me anyways. I don't know why I fucking bother. Like I can't do it. They make me tilt. Instantly. Like almost instantly. Every single one I try. I'm like, yeah, no.
Wait, Where Winds Meet is not even... But then like a couple days later, he played the Tower Fantasy server. I mean, how do you say that and then just fucking hop on live to do the Tower Fantasy server? I don't... I really thought Where Winds Meet would be like a game he would be really locked in on.
I'm so lost in gaming. I feel like I just don't have like a home of like a game that I want to return to and love. And then some of those games, like Silk Song, I know I could stream it, but I feel like when I stream it, I'm just like locked in playing it and having fun. I don't want to like Expedition 33. I don't want to stream it. I just want to sit there and enjoy it. It's supposed to be game of the year. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to consume it.
You
I
can do
feel
that.
like I don't know.
Yeah, chat. You don't have to when you stream. You don't have to interact with chat when you stream. You could just play the game.
I don't want to tarnish my experience being like, oh, that's crazy. Like I just want to sit in my underwear and play it in my office. You know what I'm saying? And just like completely lock in and enjoy it. I feel like me enjoying it would not be entertaining content.
I feel like that's just like I think he's gatekeeping himself mentally. I mean, that's fine, right? Some people feel that way, but I feel like
I need like another Destiny or Division game, like something like that. I
why
feel like
isn't
would
he
be-
going crazy on Arc
is
Raiders?
what I'm itching for.
I saw him playing a little bit earlier, but how are they, bro? I don't know what reality I live in right now. Where's Winds Meat came out, Arc Raiders came out. There's like these games that I feel like he would be obsessed with, and he's not obsessed with either. I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, bro, I thought I knew what kind of games Mtashed would like, but maybe I don't. I don't understand what games Mtashed likes. He's like a mystery now.